Good morning, Texans. Today is Thursday, September 10th, 2020, and it's time for our morning announcements. We'll start with our Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And now to the great state of Texas. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible. At this time, we'll observe a moment of silent reflection. So today is an A day. You will see periods 1, 3, 5, and 7 today. And this will be the last A day that we will have because tomorrow will be a B day. And then on Monday, we will start with a straight 8-period day. You'll see every class every day. So your last A day, my friends. So enjoy periods 1, 3, 5, and 7. Seniors, we have an announcement for you. Senior portraits. So far, we've scheduled September 19th and October 3rd. So those are the 2 dates we have scheduled so far. How do you go about getting signed up for senior portraits? Go to glamourcraft.com/seniors. And by the way, we'll send this out through all of our senior communication conduits as well. But glamourcraft.com/seniors. And then from the drop-down menu, select Northwest, and then you'll be able to schedule yourself in for your senior portraits. Exciting stuff. In-person learning starts September 14th. We also will have students who are continuing in remote learning, and just going to give you, again, as I've done for the past couple of days, a few pointers for both. But first of all, for the folks who are coming back in person on Monday, September 14th, we are back to an 8-period bell schedule. That's everybody, but I'm just pointing out to our in-person folks, back to an 8-period bell schedule, advisory or invest every day as well. We're encouraging everybody to catch a car ride to school if possible. The reason we're doing that is we're trying to reduce crowding on the buses. We want to be able to distance students as much as we can. So if you are able to catch a car ride to school, that will be best. All students at all high schools across all of Northwest ISD will be allowed to enter the high school buildings at 8:20 a.m. Of course, the exception to that is students who have specific rehearsals and are supervised directly by a coach or a director, something like that. But outside of that, everybody is admitted into the building at 8:20 a.m. And we go straight to our first period class upon arrival to school. There's no lingering in the hall, that kind of thing. If you do want a grab-and-go breakfast, you can go down to the student union and get a grab-and-go breakfast. Take that with you to the classroom, and you'll be allowed to eat that in the classroom pretty quickly because you want to be able to put your mask back up and get started in class. We're not going to linger over breakfast all day, eat our breakfast, and then start our class. Moving hallways at all times, so there is no stopping and standing in the hallways. There's no sitting on the benches, that kind of stuff. We got to keep our hallway moving. Why is this important? Well, when we're stopping and standing, then we're not creating the proper social distancing, and also it clogs up the halls, and people aren't able to move as quickly to their classes. And it's going to be vitally important if we want to keep school open. And if we want to be able to have the activities that we're accustomed to having at school, then we've got to keep from infecting one another. And the best way to do that is keep those hallways moving. We'll be moving on the right side of the hallway, right-hand side of the hallways, right-hand side of the stairwell. So whatever direction you're heading in the hallway, you're walking on your right-hand side of the hallway and the stairwell to keep that traffic flowing quickly and smoothly. Masks on at all times, all day long. The only exception to that is when you are sitting down to eat. When you are at lunch, if you have sat down to the table and you're eating and you've removed your mask to eat, if you need to get up and go get plasticware, if you need to get up and go to the restroom, if you need to get up and go speak to somebody, you have to put your mask on when you get up. Then when you return to the table where you're eating, you're welcome to take your mask back off while you eat, just like at a restaurant. Fitting of the masks. The masks have to fit snugly over your nose and mouth. You can't have the mask flip-flopping under your nose. You don't get to wear it partway under your nose. That defeats the purpose of the mask. I actually made a whole video about mask wearing. It's because it's kind of crazy the things that you see people do. But you have to have your mask fit snugly over your nose and your mouth at all times. We wear our masks in the hallways, we wear them in the restrooms, we wear them in the classrooms, we wear them everywhere on campus. The only exception to that is when we're sitting down to eat. In the lunch line, so you may think, well, I'm at lunch, so I can take my mask off. No, that's not how it works. You got to keep the mask on as you're going into the lunch line, and anytime you leave the table, you're going to have your mask on. While entering and exiting the building, you're like, well, Ms. Jackson, why do I have to wear my mask outside? Because that's where a lot of crowding and pooling of people can happen. Imagine that if we are allowing people in the building at 8:20, my guess is a lot of people get dropped off and they'll be gathering outside of the building. You want to have your mask on during that time because that's going to be a lot of people and it becomes difficult to distance everybody. So masks on as you are approaching and entering the building. I'd actually recommend, if you've got a car ride that can wait with you, wait in the car until 8:20. If you're driving yourself, certainly you can sit and wait in the car until 8:20 and then come in. And that way you're not having to crowd up on the sidewalks and that kind of thing. And if you're in your car, I'm not worried about whether or not your mask is on. But as you're entering the building, make sure you got your mask on. As you're exiting the building to go load the buses, you got to wear the mask on the buses anyway. Just keep the mask on as you're heading out to the buses as well. We follow all these protocols, we'll be able to keep school open. That's what's important. So those who refuse to follow the safety protocols will go back to remote learning, because here's the deal. There are a lot of students here who want to be at school. They're tired of being at home. They want to be here. And if we have students who come up here and they're like, I'm not doing what you tell me to do, well, then unfortunately that means you've chosen to go back to remote learning. And that's okay. We've got a good remote learning program for people who are not able to handle the safety protocols that we have in place here at school. Prohibited things at this time are lunch drop-offs. We can't have folks dropping off a lunch to you, so you got to bring the lunch that you want. If not, we'll get you a lunch out of the cafeteria that is perfectly nutritious and you'll be able to eat. So nobody's going to go hungry, but we're not going to drop off lunches. And then we can't have any visitors to campus right now. So if you choose to remain remote as of this coming Monday, September 14th, you will still have the same 8-period bell schedule as we have in person. So everybody is going to the 8-period day, every class every day, 45-minute classes, 5-minute passing periods, and advisory every day starting on Monday. You may have some teacher changes. Actually, you may have some teacher changes if you're in person. We're trying to avoid that for in-person people and remote people, but you may have some teacher changes, and you need to look at that, especially if you're a remote person, because you'll be at home and you'll be wondering what's going on. So it's important for our remote people to view your new remote schedule by Sunday, September 13th. So sometime between Friday and the end of the day Sunday, you need to check your new remote schedule. How do you do that? You go to your Home Access Center account. Most of you know that as Hack. And your home page, when you go to your Hack account, is the week view. On the week view, you want to look up at the top, I believe it's at the top left-hand side of the page. There's a little arrow, or some people call it a caret, but a little arrow that points, and you click on that arrow, and it'll take you to the week that begins September 14th, and that will show you your classes for next week. And you look down the list of your teachers, check each of your teachers' Moodle page for the remote learning icon, and I'll show you what that icon looks like. It's this right here. So you're going to look for that on each teacher's Moodle page. When you click on that, it will inform you as to what type of remote learning you're doing, whether you are zooming into the live class, whether you are taking an Edgenuity course, whatever it is that you're doing. When you click that icon, then you'll learn how it is that you're going to go about getting your remote learning for that particular class. Lots of information, Texans, I know, but we want to make sure that you are ready for September 14th, because it's going to be a big transition for all of us. I'm excited about it. I love you guys. I miss you. I look forward to seeing a whole bunch of you on Monday. And those of you who are remaining in remote, you're still in our hearts too. And we're going to take care of you as well and give you an excellent experience too. It's going to be a great year. And Texans, I hope you make today a great day.